Howdy, friends. Steve DePoe here at the Rose Realty Team with this week's real estate vlog for North Texas. Today, we're going to talk about the Keller Williams Go Management Homeward Program. Now, for those of you that may not know, our Keller Williams brokerage there in Flower Mound is owned by is a franchise that's owned by a company called Go Management. Okay, and Go Management owns, well, there's an office in South Lake that they own, plus they own several others in Texas. I think it's Arizona, New Mexico, Tennessee, Alabama. I think they own something like 11 or 12 franchises. Okay, but we're part of Go Management, which is part of Keller Williams. Just in case you were interested. So what is the Homeward Program about? The Homeward Program that was conceived or constructed about 3-4 years ago, pre-COVID, because what was happening was people were hating what we call the double move. Okay, so that's when you sell your house, your existing house, and you haven't quite found the house that you want yet to move into. So you move from you sell and move out of the existing house into a rental someplace, or maybe in with relatives, or something along those lines, right? And then you find your new house, your next house, and you move out of that into the new one. So it's the double move, and people hated the double move. Okay, I had to go through the double move. I hated the double move. Okay, so let's just understand the double move is no good. Okay. This also has become very valuable today in today's market, where number one, it's a seller's market. Number one, it's still a seller's market. But what's happening is sellers are trying to take advantage of the here and now. Okay, and so what they're doing is they're weighing somebody who's got contingencies, so having to get a mortgage and sell their house, and somebody who's got cash. Okay, now, 4 years ago, what we used to do 4 years ago is say, if you had those two people, we used to try to I don't want to say steer you or convince you, but the person who had to get the mortgage and had the contingency of selling the house and getting a mortgage were usually more reliable than the people who were all cash. And I'll tell you why. People with all cash can pull out anytime they want. I mean, they can pull out at the last second and say, you know what, we found a better house in a better area, bigger lot, more space, newer tile, whatever. Okay, where the people who had to apply for a mortgage and had to sell their house, they had skin in the game, right? And they had to, they were invested, right? They had appraisal, they had fees, appraisal fees, and they had application fees and all that kind of jazz. Okay, and so they were spending money to buy your house, before they even moved in and closed on the mortgage, because they had to go through all these fees and stuff. So usually what we would say is that person was more reliable than the person with all cash. But today, because we want to take advantage of the here and the now, the person with the cash oftentimes is the person who wins the deal, right? So before you write off saying, I'm not going to look for another house, we do have this program that can help you take advantage of being a all cash buyer. Okay, and we can take advantage of that, and you can get out of your existing home and into a new one, just like that. So what happens is you don't have to rush the decision. You can get the backing of the Homeward Program. So you basically have this pile of money behind you. Okay, you can make the right decision for you and your family, and you and your family's wealth. Okay, and you can make that right decision. You don't have to be rushed. Okay, so here's the steps that are involved. Number one, you get approved. Now they're going to approve you based upon your financial history, your current finances, how much we think you're going to get for your current house, and what kind of house you're looking to move into. So are you looking to just do a lateral move into a different town, or are you looking to upsize or downsize? All of this is taken into consideration, and you get approved, and they say, okay, so you're approved for X numbers of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, So now we go looking for a house. Okay. And you find the house you want. This is the one. Bing. We make a cash offer on the house. Okay. Now they're likely, because it's still a seller's market, they're likely to have multiple offers on the house. Okay. But because you have cash, you're working with an all cash offer, you're going to kind of bubble up to the top of the heap, because now, like I said, sellers now are looking for cash offers as opposed to contingencies. When contingency is when you have to apply and get a mortgage and you have to sell your house. Okay. So you win the house. Okay, we win the offer. You're now the proud owner of 2 houses. Okay, kind of more or less. Now, in order to do that, just so you know, and I'm going to get to this and touch on this again in a couple of minutes, the application fee for the Homeward program is 1.9% of the house you're going to buy. Stick a pin in that. Don't panic. Okay, we'll get to that in just a second. So so now you've won the house, and now you own the 2 houses. You can do 2 things. You can either stay in your existing house, knowing that you have this new house to go to, or you can move into the new house. Now, if you want to move into the new house, likely what we're going to do is we're going to stage the old house, take pictures with the furniture in it, all that kind of stuff. But as soon as we're ready to list it, as soon as it's ready to go on the market, we can move you into the new house, so that you don't have to worry about showings and all that kind of stuff, right? Okay, so now that we've listed your house, and we get top dollar for it. Okay, it sells within a week or so. You got top dollar for it. Now we know what your equity is. We know what you're going to walk away from the house with. And now it's time. Now we close on that house, and now it's time to buy. We call it buy back your new house. Okay, so you finalize and close on the mortgage on your new house. Remember, the old house is gone. Okay, and now you're finalizing the mortgage, because technically you're renting now, and you rent at a rate of 1.4%. Okay, we'll touch on that right now. Okay, so the facts about this is as follows: you buy with cash, you have 0 contingencies because you're buying with cash. You close in around 14 to 21 days. If you use the Homeward program's mortgage, okay, and not just using their cash, if you use their mortgage program, then that 1.9% application fee thing I told you about, they wipe that away, and they don't charge you that. And then there's a 1.4% rent on the new house, okay, that they can roll into the mortgage. So it doesn't come out of your pocket. Okay, so they roll that into the mortgage, right? So all this is about is getting you the cash in your pocket, in your hand, so we're able to go to a seller and saying, hey, we want to buy this house for cash, and have you be the favorite offer, as opposed to one that's got one or multiple contingencies on it. Very good program. Maybe I didn't do a great job explaining that, but if you have any questions, contact information is here. Give me a call, and we can explain it a little bit better, or put you in contact with one of our Homeward people. Next week, downsizing strategy. A lot of us are in that position right now, being baby boomers and empty nesters and all that kind of stuff. Downsizing strategy, good topic. Stay tuned for that. This is Steve DePoe with the Rose Realty team. I'm going to bounce.